Katt Williams, an icon, comic genius, legend. But did you know that his Christian upbringing protected his butthole in Hollywood? It sure did. It did.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so free.
Katt Williams, the iconic comedian known for his quick wit and eccentric style, has a background that many people may not know about. Hello, friends, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. I am Amania, and I want to say thank you to all of the new subscribers. We got a whole lot of people that hit that subscribe button, and I want to say thank you for doing that, because I will surely work hard to entertain you, to bring you information, and just to be the fighter out here in the streets for you. So thank you for subscribing. God bless you and God keep you. Before he became a household name in the world of comedy, he grew up in the church, the Christian church, but the branch of the Jehovah's Witnesses. So growing up in such an environment of strict religious training, so Katt Williams he learned discipline, and he also learned structure on how to conduct himself in the society.
I had a childhood. I was grown, but I at 5 years old, I was in front of 10,000 people giving a performance with a full suit and tie on. You know what I mean? So it came full circle for my life. I knew that the applause and the giving of information and laughs and truth to people somehow benefited them and also benefited me.
So growing up in such an environment of strict religious training, so Katt Williams he learned discipline, and he also learned structure on how to conduct himself in the society. But it was actually his work of working with his family, working with the Kingdom Hall, and going door to door and being on sidewalks and everything else. I know you all know what Jehovah's Witnesses do, knocking on the doors. They're out there preaching in the subway and everywhere else. Maybe not in New York City these days. You know, they might get their throat slashed or something. But you know what I'm saying. So he really was able to get that experience, which trained him and how to really structure things to bring him to the stage of comedy. With these experiences, he was able to hone in on some really great skills: how to be quick on his feet, how to connect with strangers, how to be able to do these things. He was being trained in a different way. God had some places he wanted him to go, as we know, and God was teaching him how to interact and be strong, able, capable, independent thinker in all of this.
How was it? How was life as Katt Williams Crunk coming up?
I was often confused because I knew things and I wasn't sure how I knew them. I knew things that I felt like I don't have a reason that I know this, but I love to read. I was voracious because they told me when I was young that knowledge was powerful. That knowledge was power, and I had studied powerful people, and I really believe that. I immediately my next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world,
Right.
only to get out in the world and find out you don't know anything, you know? So it was a confusing time.
And because he was able to have his own mind and his own thinking, he actually ended up leaving home at 13 the way Jesus did, and he went and pursued his own life. He actually left home, I think it was Ohio that he was from, and he went all the way to Florida, Miami, Florida actually, and he was out there homeless.
It was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious frameworks of
Right.
what they had set up. But that was more not wanting to live a double life and not want to embarrass my family. You know what I mean?
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books, because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books for, because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old, you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And I mean, it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener. Like I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like
Hello, fellow patriots. Thank you so much for your support. And again, you can do so by purchasing products from the Orlando Patriots, mugs, t-shirts, all of your patriotic gear. We are in an election year, so we need to show the world that we support our candidates, especially President Trump. So get some gear at theorlandopatriot.com and you'll get 30% off. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. I'll see you there. Yeah, so the experiences that he had in Miami were life-changing, and that's one reason he says that he doesn't hit drugs that way. He learned because he saw people out there living on the streets, people who lost their everything. They lost their homes, their wives, their family because of drugs and alcohol. And so he says, yeah, I stayed away from these things because I knew what the end result would be. And so again, God is working with him, preparing him to go into Hollywood or Hollyweird, and as some would say, and do this work that he is doing now. Now, we know Katt Williams has been talking a lot of stuff. You know, he's been on a lot of interviews. He's been saying a lot of things. And some of the things that he's been saying, we are actually seeing right now. And one of the things that he talked about was that when he was out there in Hollywood, he knew that nobody was going to have access to his bottom. Nobody was going to be able to ram anything up his butthole because he is not down for that. And so, because of his Christian upbringing, he knew right from wrong. He knew what should be and what shouldn't be. And he took a stance and says, no, you're not going to put me in a dress because I don't believe in that. And you're certainly not going to ram anything up my butthole.
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Katt, when I come back, I need you. You my young partner, you my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. We gonna do it together. We gonna do some buddy cop shit. I said, Martin, you got my motherfucking word, my nigga. Go do what you gotta do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's House 2. I almost died. And I gotta read this script from all these good white people, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again? You already played the old lady as an FBI agent. We can play anything now. We can be playing a dog catcher this time. Why do we need to be in a dress? And I get so mad, I say, you don't want me. You want Brandon T. Jackson. And that's who they went and got. Twice I said it, they went and got him. Just like I'm telling you, I had that other dude's work. I had all of it. All I did was say, I want to punch it up so it's not offensive to real niggas. And that's how I got in this position.
He was on several major shows recently talking in reference to a lot of these things. And one in particular that he touched based on was the fact that he talked about Diddy, P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, and he talked about some of the things that we're seeing now, that things that should be coming to light. 2024 is going to bring things to light. And he mentioned, how Diddy used to do things or did things in their world out there, the demonic stuff. And he talked about T.D. Jakes and, the things that happened. Everything that happened in the dark, he says, is going to come to light. And we're seeing this. As of 2 days ago, Diddy's home was raided by the FBI. And for what? For human trafficking. And so Katt Williams was right. And so Katt Williams, God has been covering him, having him grow up in such a household where he was reading books and continue pouring knowledge into himself. And he said he would read like 1,000 or 3,000 books a year. Oh God, I don't even know. He just read a whole lot of books. And so he's got so much in there. And I feel like God had been pouring all of these things into him because God knew that he would be going into the land of disobedience, into the land of crazy, into the land of idols, into the land of horrificness. And this is Hollywood, Hollyweird. God knew he was going there. And so God started to implement these things into him, this discipline, this knowledge of everything. Like, yeah, you don't need to touch these things. I'm going to send you into the land of the devil, but I'm going to need you to do some things. And now Katt Williams is talking about some things, and it is prophetic. And I think it's great to see such things because guess what? He's so rich, you can't even just cancel him because guess what? He is doing God's work. This is the way I'm seeing it. This is the way he's saying it, that he is literally out here talking truth about all of these things because he says, I have been collecting their secrets for the past 30 years, he says. He says, they would come and tell me, people would come and tell me, yo, I saw so-and-so in the corner. Yo, I saw so-and-so doing this. Yo, I saw this, that. And he says, bring it to me. Give me the information. So he has been collecting dirt on these people. And I'm just curious to see how all of this go because he said it in this video that these people, that the truth is going to come to light in 2024. And I am praying coverage over Katt Williams right now in the name of Jesus.
For these things, because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I didn't have no one of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee.
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing...
You will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words.
Katt Williams revealed so much in that video that broke the internet, and I actually had to watch it 2 times because there was so much information coming out of that. I mean, my brain was like, and I had to stop it at points to go back and like look at things that he was talking about. Like I had to go back and watch clips of him in playing Money Mike in that movie that Friday After Next. I had to, there was different things I had to go in and look to see so I could understand like what is, like, whoa, like so much was happening. He dropped so much information in that Club Shay interview. I mean, it was and I feel like he was real honest about things, just dropping truth bombs all day long. And then he went on Joe Rogan's show, and the conversation was completely opposite. Like it was another intriguing conversation where he talked about things again. So much knowledge has been poured into him through reading, and I think also through God. I think God has poured some real information into this man, that he has the ability to sense these kinds of things. He talked in reference to a lot of things on Joe Rogan. And so again, it was great conversations. He's been just dropping truth bombs all this just all over this internet, and he has broken this internet. I don't even know where this Joe Rogan interview has gone with him, but I know he has been doing some talking about some things. And so I really wanted to cover Katt on here because I haven't touched on any of this. But my whole point of it was to really combine his childhood and what God was doing in him as a young boy to now take him onto the stage where he is able to articulate things the way he does. He makes fun of things, but yet he's bringing you home, that information through his comedy. And he's brilliant, and he's been at this for so long. I mean, he is world known worldwide. And when he talks about his shows, he tells you in one of his skits that I saw, that he says that, when I'm out there, I got 5 people that I'm talking to, each one of them, and they know exactly who they are. I know exactly who I'm talking to, and it's the same people no matter where I go, no matter what stage I'm on, and I'm able to communicate with those same 5 wherever it is. And that's why no matter where I go, they all show up wherever it is that I'm at. This demographic always shows up for me, and so that's made him a household name.
My whole life, since I was telling you when I was young and they was asking me what I wanted to be, and nothing I wanted to be was what I wanted to be, God's friend. That's a weird thing if you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, I didn't even say nothing. But if you believe in God, and I tell you that I wanted to be God's friend, and I wanted to even go to Hollywood and still be God's friend. If I told you that that was my aim, you could understand where I'm at. Like, I promise you, no jealousy, no bitterness, none of that. I got exactly what I was trying to get. I haven't been shorted in any way.
Seen that, heard that, good. So there you have it, friends. Katt Williams, from the pews of the Kingdom Hall to the grand stage in Hollywood. A true man who I believe definitely has God on his side, and who's definitely been blessed with a whole lot of knowledge in reference to what's going on in that arena. He told you that he went in knowing that he was going to kick up the waters, and as true to his word, that indeed he is doing. So that's going to be it, friends. Thank you so much for watching, coming on here. Let's talk in the comments. Let me know. I know I'm late talking about Katt and this, but hey, better late than never. So I wanted to bring a different perspective than what you're seeing out here on YouTube. Let me know what you thought about it. And thank you so much for your support. God bless you. God keep you. And I'll see you in another video. Let's chat it up in the comments. I'll see you there.